can only imagine anyone that likes this show probably smells bad. That seems pretty accurate to me. Probably lives in their mother's basement as well. What's up guys, Kimchi Chris here, and today I want to talk about an anime that's getting a lot of reviews written about it. People are talking about it on Facebook, Instagram, My Anime List, all of those type of places, and it's getting a lot of criticism and a lot of negativity, and basically it's pretty justified, I would have to say, and that show is called Handshakers. Now, a lot of people are saying this is the worst anime of all time, and while I could see that being a little bit justified, I don't know if I agree with it, basically because there's got to be worse shows out there. I mean, there's got to be some shows that barely even register as being animated that are probably worse. I mean, I can't think of any off the top of my head, but the 90s had a lot of OVA series that weren't very good. Same thing in the 80s. You know, if you delve into the world of hentai in particular, there's got to be some worse material out there. But this is pretty bad. I mean, if you're saying it's the worst in this season or coming out this year, yeah, that's probably justified. Or if you're saying it's the worst in quite a while, that's also probably justified. It's just not good. I can't recommend it to anyone. I can't recommend High Enough to stay away from it to anyone. And basically, don't waste your time with it. I mean, I'm wasting more of my time with it than I should by making this video, but it's more of a warning in case you were curious or something like that. So let's break down why this show is really bad, basically. Let's tackle the first thing here, and that would be the story with any show, of course. And to be fair, it's not the worst story I've ever seen in anime. It's generic, it's boring, it's paint by numbers, it's the Walmart of anime, but to be fair, there have been other shows that have pretty generic stories and have been fine. Let's just be honest, you know? Something like, going back to even like Azumanga Daioh, oh, it's a bunch of girls in school doing silly things, but that's a classic and it's awesome. The problem here is that it is so generic that it's forgettable. Basically, there's some kids in high school, they get powers or something, and they fight other kids in high school. The one little difference is that the main character has this girl that he has to hold her hand or she's gonna die, and he has to hold her hand the whole time. He can't let go or she'll die or something. I don't know. I would just let her die, honestly. I mean, he doesn't really seem to know the girl. He like awakened her or something, and the school doctor that, you know, also looks like he's 13 is explaining it to him. That's something that's always weird to me in these shows. Why do the adults look the same age as the kids? I mean, the kids look 12 and maybe they look 13 or 14, but I don't get it. The teacher in these episodes looks the same too, but whatever, that's not the point here. So they fight and do stuff, it's whatever, they're in high school, it's silly, there's awkward moments because they're in high school, all the guys like the girl and whatever. But it's whatever, it's not a good story, it's not original or anything, but that's not what ruins this show. There's definitely some more offensive things going on in this production, I guess. So let's move on to the first thing that's actually atrociously bad past the story. Like I said, that's whatever, but these characters, on the other hand, these characters in this show are just obnoxiously boring. Again, paint by numbers, Walmart quality. I don't even know Walmart, that might be overstating. I'm talking maybe more like Dollar General, and I'm talking about a Dollar General that's been there for a while and hasn't been cleaned for years, and there's, you know, filth on the floor and everything. That's how bad these characters are. They are the most boring anime characters you've ever seen. The main guy is just like your typical whatever protagonist that is thrown into the story and really doesn't have anything distinguishable about him. The girl with him is literally the exact same. The guy they're fighting is the same. You know, there's of course the hot girl in school, there's all the guys, there's the teacher, whatever. These characters are so boring. I don't know anything about them and I don't care. These characters just don't tie the show together. They don't help it at all, and they're just really, really redundant and repetitive compared to every other show you've ever seen about anyone in high school in Japan. So, whatever. Moving on. The next really bad part, and this has been talked about a lot because it's so overdone here, it's so blatant, it doesn't add to the story, and it's just weird, is the fan service, the sexualization of these kids. It's really weird in this show. I mean, if you watch it, you're gonna notice it. It's all over the first episode. These girls that look so young just have breasts that have physics that are not obtainable for anyone, and it's downright creepy. And the one girl that's with the main bad guy, and every time he like touches her, she seems to get sexually aroused, and it's creepy, it's weird. I'm way past that. I think this would have come off creepy to me even when I was younger. I don't think this would have been cool. And I mean, it's very unrealistic. It's just wrong as well. I mean, I don't know how that's a thing that's in so many shows in general, and this one just makes you feel a little bit icky when you see it. I mean, if you're into that, that's whatever, but I just want you to know if you're into that kind of stuff in this show, you're pretty gross, and I wish this didn't exist. This is just, it's wrong, you know, it's patronizing to the viewers, it's dehumanizing for the girls, and it's sexist, it's all those things. I'm not gonna get a tangent about that, because that's all over anime. Let's just be real for a second on that. But, you know, it's really gross here, and it really detracts from the show. There's no way to look past it in that, especially in that first episode. It's just bad. And I'm going to keep this video kind of short and just touch on one more thing that's really bad with this show, and that is the animation itself. Now, a lot of people come to anime for that specifically. Something can have a bad story, can have boring characters, can have a lot of things you don't care about. But if it looks pretty in the process, you might actually watch the show and you might forgive it at least a little bit on artistic merit. This show is completely lacking in that department, and that might be the worst part about this show even. So the characters themselves, even though they look like the dollar store version of anime characters, they're fine, honestly. They're whatever, you know, similar to a lot of things in the show. It's whatever, but they really decided to up the ante on bad when they designed all of the backgrounds and other things that the characters interact with. There's a lot of computer animation mixed with this more traditional looking animation for the characters, and it does not mesh well at all. It is terrible. It looks like whoever designed the scenes basically didn't even know what was going to be in the show. It's kind of like they had one studio working on the backgrounds, one studio working on the characters, and they kind of threw them together and said, I guess it's fine. Let's just throw it out there. Let's just get it out there. It almost seems like a demo reel. It doesn't seem completed because of all these weird 3D graphics. Like the first episode, there's all these chains and stuff, and when there's big scenes with all these graphics and all these things when they're fighting, it looks like when you're watching a YouTube video on a really slow internet connection for like a PlayStation 4 game that's a really graphical game, and it just scattered and it turns blocky and everything. That's what it looks like. And I thought my connection was bad when I was watching this on Crunchyroll, and I decided to, you know, rewind it and try to watch the scene again. It's just these blocks, they're just notchy, and it looks horrible. This is the worst part of the anime. The visuals, the one thing that could save this piece of trash. It's just really, really bad. I mean, if they hadn't used the computer graphics, I guarantee this would have looked better. That was a really bad mistake, and I can't believe anybody said, hey, you know, let's throw that out there. Let's do that. It's almost like somebody was trying to get revenge on the studio or the TV station that's putting it out, or I don't know, the distributor or something. It's almost like a bad joke, but the thing is, it's out there now, and I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't see how anyone thought this was a good idea for a show. I don't know how this passed the test, and I don't know how so many people said that's good. I mean, it's almost worth watching one of the fight scenes just to see how bad it is. That's really all I can say about justifying watching this show. I mean, you might be able to look that scene up here on YouTube or something like that. I don't know. You know, like I said, it's on Crunchyroll, whatever. It's already been licensed for American release too, which is, I don't get that. Funimation, I don't understand that, honestly, man. Funimation has released a lot of quality products. They've released a lot of so-so products, but this is definitely bottom of the barrel. I don't get why they're putting this out. So yeah, I don't know why Funimation's releasing this. I mean, it's pretty bottom of the barrel. I don't know why they invested money and time into it, but I also don't know why anyone invested money and time into it in Japan either. I don't know how this got started. Don't know why it's here, but you know what? Now it's taking up a fair amount of my time between watching it and making this video for you guys. So I'm just going to cut to the chase now and say, don't watch this show. It's trash. It's pretty bad. Is it the worst anime of all time? I don't know. I have a hard time saying anything's the best or worst of all time, but this definitely ranks pretty high on that list. I know this is going to make a lot of, you know, top 10 lists of worst shows ever, but I don't know if it's the worst ever, but it's pretty atrocious. I wouldn't watch it, you know. You've been warned from this video. Fair warning, you know, don't seek it out, but whatever. If curiosity gets you, that's what got me to watching it, honestly. I saw all these reviews. I was like, it can't be that bad. It can't be that bad, but it really, really was, and I don't know. I made it to the second episode. Don't know that I'll be able to make it further. Maybe it'll get better. Maybe curiosity will get me back into the show just to see what happens. I'm sure, you know, some trolls will say, oh, this is the best anime ever. It's better than, you know, all the classics, but whatever, man. There's a lot of those on the internet, so it's cool. It's whatever. So let me know what you guys think about this show in the comments below here. Definitely give this video a thumbs up, or, you know, if you love this show and you think it's the next coming of whatever great thing you love, you know, give it a thumbs down, whatever. I still got your view. That's what's important here. And definitely subscribe to the channel for more videos and whatnot if you like what you saw. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. It's like the Captain D's of anime. It's like Captain D's on the kids eat free night on Thursdays of anime. It's like the McDonald's at 4 a.m. after you've drank too much of anime. You just want to forget it, you don't know why you did it, and you're there now, you just gotta ride it out.